Hello, I had to start over because the cat was driving me crazy wanting out of my room. I don't even know why I had my door shut, but I did. I guess I'm just used to doing that sometimes. Hello! Happy Wednesday. Today I'm going to talk about my business now, because I've talked about all the other stuff, and someone's like, talk about your business now. So, yeah. Pride, the portable toilet company. That's my business. I never imagined I would be in a portable toilet business, just like, well, I never imagined I'd work at the newspaper or doggy drive-thru. Simplicity wasn't a shocker because, you know, I just had known that for all my life, and it wasn't surprising that they needed help. So, but just, I guess life happens in a weird way. Like I had said in my newspaper video, I was working at the newspaper that day. This was in 2007, I want to say. And it was actually late 2006 that we started. Well, okay, first he called me and we talked about it a little bit on the phone. I said, dude, I have to go. I got to finish laying out a newspaper. I'll call you back later. So I called and talked to him, and then we were going to sit down and talk to my parents about if they would go in with us and we would pay them back. So he made a deal with this guy that we'd do a down payment and then we'd pay him in chunks until we got him paid off. Really nice guy. Older guy, wanted to retire, moved down south to where his grandkids were. And, you know, he didn't have it wasn't a big operation. I think he only had like 45 or 50 units, and he had a couple trucks, and that was his clientele. And so my parents agreed, and I put in money, and we bought this business. And we bought in Indiana first because Michigan was a lot tougher a lot more licensing issues in Michigan. I mean, Indiana, about the only thing you have to do, you have to register with the dump site where you dump at, and they make sure that your truck has been, you have your correct stickers. You can't get your septic waste sticker without having your truck inspected, and you gotta have your US DOT number and all this stuff. So that's pretty much the only things involved in Indiana. And then in Michigan, you have to be licensed through the state. And you have to, you know, they charge you for your septage license, and then you get charged for how many trucks you have that haul septage. Like just our trucks that go pick up and delivery, those don't count being charged through the state. But if it hauls septage waste material, you get a charge per year. It's a way for them to make money, but it is what it is. So we finally got licensed in Michigan and could start kind of what we call up the coast, which is over by Lake Michigan and stuff. And we acquired more toilets after we paid my parents back, and we were starting to make a little bit of money. We acquired some more toilets, and we were growing our fleet of toilets. And then he kind of started, you know, you start kind of knowing all the toilet people, because there's a big convention every year a lot of them go to, because you have to have education credits. Ron gets our education credits usually. Sometimes I have them up at not U of M, or Michigan State. Michigan State. And, you know, he'll have them at the pumper convention that they have. And you have to have so many educational credits every year. And sometimes it might be, he might take a class about, you know, your pumper systems, or how to run a business more efficiently, or there's a whole range of classes for credits. And you get, do I have some in here, or are they in the bottom? Where's my education sheets? I think they're in the bottom. Hang on, going down. Dang it. Education. And then he'll get like a certificate. Attendance recognition certificate. Like this one, he took. This class is called Understanding Your True Cost. And this was at the Pumper Convention in Kentucky. So I have a whole file of these educational certificates he's taken over the years. And then I make copies of those. And every so many years, the state asks for copies of all the education, so they make sure they keep track that we keep up on the credits, because you have to have so many credits per year. I don't know how many that is. But so far, so good. So then this woman locally, he had met, he knew who she was. He kind of knew, you see all the toilet businesses around you. So like the big one around us, the big boy is Joy's John. They're by far the biggest outfit in this area. And then there's a few little guys. Like there's one, Ollie's Outhouses, which we took over. We bought her out. She didn't want to be in the business anymore. She was only running like half legal because she didn't care anymore. She just didn't care. It was all a mess. So we got her client lists and her trucks and toilets, and she had a couple farms at that time, so that's what made us start getting into the farms. So then we bought her out, which made our fleet bigger. One of her trucks wasn't really worth anything, so we just took it for scrap. And I think right now we have 3 septic trucks, like 2. We have the white pickup. We have a delivery truck. We have the big boy and 2. Yeah, I think we have 3 septic trucks right now. Ron has a picture I'm going to have him send me. He's got the whole fleet all lined up together. So I'll have to show you guys that sometime. But we have all of our stuff on property just in a town north of me, and that we share with his father-in-law, because his father-in-law runs a lawn business, so he has part of the building and we have the other part of the building, and it's like a big fenced-in yard. Well, yeah, yard, and all the stuff is stored out there, trucks and toilets and and things. And Ron has an office out there. He has a computer out there, and he keeps track. He has his list of his routes and things. He's coming over tomorrow, and he'll bring his route list, and we match up his route list to my billing list to make sure they match. Because sometimes some people, there's stuff added on that he forgets to tell me about, and we'll get to the end, and I'm like, okay, do you have anything on your list that I don't have? Usually there's a yes. And so that's going to be our day tomorrow. But we do a lot of farms. The farms in the last few years have been crazy. There's 2 really big farms that we do. But the farms have been a great source of income, let me tell you. And we do golf courses, and we do parks, but this time of year, everything's starting to slow down and stop. Like October is usually, golf courses are starting to stop. We had one already take their toilet back, and I'm sure the others will be following suit soon. All the parks usually stop at the end of October. Usually they go May through October. That's the big season for us, May through October. Farmers will be winding down. Got a few orchards because apples are pretty hot and heavy, because there are lots of apples. But through the winter there'll just be some construction. But luckily we do have quite a bit of construction out right now, so it might be a decent winter. We will lay off. We have, well, this summer we had Wendy working, because she worked this summer. Well, she's a bus driver, and so she's back to working. She's driving bus, so she works very little now. As a matter of fact, she didn't even have any hours last week, so I don't know what's going on there. And we have Jay and Noah, who are 2, right now they're working full-time because Ron's off working at the nuclear plant, so there are 2 guys. And then Ron's friend Kurt, he helps out sometimes. We just acquired another septage truck that's going to be kind of a side business. It's going to be just a septage business that he wants to run, but we're going to umbrella it under Pride, so it's all under one licensing. And we're going to run it, but he's going to be the guy who does it. Like, he'll be the septage guy. So we've always wanted to go into more septic. We do a few, but we've never advertised very much about it, because we just don't have the time, really, because there's so many toilets to do right now, there just is no time. So that's coming up. I'm the one who does all the billing and make sure our licensing is good, and do, like right now I'm getting ready to do payroll taxes and quarterly taxes, just print out a bunch of invoices, and I got bills to pay, because you got your advertising to pay, and your gas card, and you got your rent, and you got your phones, and you got, it just goes on and on. You know how that goes. I do enjoy it. I like it for the flexibility, because, like I said, when the newspaper let me go, I was sad at the time, but in hindsight, it worked out like it was supposed to, because at that, because a few months later, it was like I couldn't go and do anything. So having this to fall back on, because I did them both for 4 years. So I would do the newspaper gig, and then I'd come home and figure out what I had to do for this. So it was kind of like switching gears. And so it's just this, I can make up my own schedule, and if I feel like not working, I can, and I'm okay, I can just take a break. If it's 8 o'clock at night and I feel like doing some work, I can do it. There is no set schedule. Who's calling? Not available. Don't want to hear it. Let's turn that down. Where's the volume? There we go. I turned it down. They're still loud. I hate those not available calls. Rings forever. So that's my portable toilet business. Did any of that make sense? I feel brain dead, so I don't know. I feel like I babbled, because I had to start over that one time, so it feels like I've repeated, but I have, but I don't know if I repeated to you or not, if it was just from before. You know what I mean? If not, I'm sorry. Yeah. Still never thought I'd ever be in a portable toilet business. Although I will say my favorite job I had was the newspaper. I loved putting the newspaper together. Especially when we were at the last location. I had my own little office. Nobody bothered me. I was just in there by myself. I had my music on, and I would do what I had to do. And it was just like putting a giant jigsaw puzzle together every week. It was just fun. To me, it was fun. And to have a job like that's awesome. I like the toilet business, but sometimes it can be stressful. Especially when it comes with finances and, paying things back and try to get on track, and do we have enough toilets? What do we, having your own business is a joke. Sometimes it's nice just to get a paycheck and walk away. But I will say our accountant is awesome. I always get nervous around tax time. I start stressing out. I think after Ron gets done with this stint at the nuclear plant, we're going to kind of reorganize our business. Because right now, I'm the sole proprietor of this business. And I told Ron, I said, if anything happens, like say a driver's out and they get in an accident and someone gets hurt, they don't sue the business, they sue me. Because I'm a sole proprietor. Said we need to make the business, we're going to do like an LLC or an S Corp or C Corp, which is something we should have done years ago. But we just haven't. We've talked about it every year with our accountant, and then we just never follow through. So I think this is going to be the year that we're going to get that all changed before tax season, before the end of the year. So we go into next year fresh as its own entity, and Ronnie and I will be employees of this business and draw paychecks. And so that's going to happen, which has me nervous. But every time we have big things like this happening, I always get nervous because it's going to be a change. So yeah, just getting through it. I always get a little nervous. I can't help it. All right, I'm gonna go now. But that's where I am at now. Crapper business. Probably be the last job I have, which is fine by me. As long as people gotta poop, I'm gonna have a job. Yeah. All right. Bye.